Without further ado, let's dive into this session today. And it's really exciting because so many things happened, Paco, right?
Yeah,
So many things.
right. Too many. We're
Too
still
many. Too many.
eating all of them.
We would need a whole session talking about all the things that we did today and concluded, not only today, the past weeks. And those who joined us over the weekend for the free membership, this is one of the movements that we made inside the membership, but this is also just the beginning. And just before we dive into the topic with ChatGPT and MEM and this interesting topic that you joined for, just a quick update about what we did and what we are planning to do, as things will go crazy. And we are crazy people and we keep doing crazy things. So one crazy move was making it accessible for free, the membership, with so many things to access, including this live stream, our tool discounts, all the articles, even the discussion forums. You can just join for free now because we realized after the 2 years building inside the membership, we created so much valuable content that we can give back for free. And more things are coming, to the membership as well. So there was never a better time to join the Paperless Movement, and there's no obstacle at all. Come in and check it out for yourself. This being said, I don't know how much we will share today, what we are planning, but be sure you will see huge changes in the Paperless Movement membership. And as usual, our value in the Paperless Movement is customers first. So if you're following us even since 2018, there was never a member left behind. So no matter what we will increase or change or things like that, everybody will be covered by this. So don't worry about this.
Paperless Movement, your productivity, your way.
I don't know, Paco, if you want to share anything else about this topic.
Well, yes, my happiness, okay, and the excitement, because now, again, systems show how they leverage and they compound over time. We have been creating a crazy system, okay, to deliver our thoughts, our knowledge, because we were convinced that we can improve the life of busy professionals, because that's what we did, okay, with our own lives. The point was being able to communicate all those things are inside our crazy minds in such a way that anyone can understand and get benefit of it. The point is, that's why we call it a movement, okay, because we need people inside, and that's why we've been fighting, trying to deliver as much content as possible for free, okay, so people can really be aware of our knowledge of what ICOR is and how ICOR and that approach, this tool and not agnostic approach, can really be useful for the people to end up with the perfect tool stack, okay? And that's something that I have just said in one sentence, but really delivering that with the quality that we envision and with the resources that we have, well, it wasn't easy at all. But right now, again, by betting on system, we have been improving ourselves. We have been improving the business. And now it's the moment to really start. I mean, Tom and myself met each other, I think, 2.5 years. And this would be the thing that we would have liked to launch at that time. Okay, that was what we had in our minds. But now it has become a reality. We are so excited because we are receiving amazing testimonials coming out from the Inner Circle program, that we have, okay, where we deliver coach one-on-one or 1-to-6, okay, because they are a group of 6, but it's, well, I direct contact with people so that in that interaction we can really receive even better feedback and also give a much better and accurate feedback coming from us, but also in the different products that we have been launching. The book has been quite successful. We are impressed by the testimonials and how people are appreciating that piece of content and how it's changing their lives. And now it's the moment to open the doors, because now we can offer something that people will consider valuable, okay, because you will see the ton of content that we have inside our membership. But at the same time, we will be able to deliver even more for the people who belong to the membership, okay, talking about the paid services and products, because right now we are leveraging everything so that all those products will become much better. We will deliver new products, and for sure, anyone who belongs to the paid membership, they will receive those products included in the membership, because that's being always our approach. And also we are bringing people in, okay, all those people who weren't aware of the paperless movement, they will be able now to be here to share their thoughts. So that's the movement that we wanted to create 2 years ago and even before, because one of the things why Tom and I started working together, it was not only due to the approach to productivity for busy professionals, but also because we ambition the exact same mission, that was helping people to improve how they work, improve how busy professionals can achieve their goals without suffering, and making that a reality. Okay. And thanks to the amazing support of all those members who sign up, who bought our products and services, now we are here with much more resources, with a clarity, okay, of having failed in so many attempts, okay, like destroying one of our initial courses and start from scratch again, destroying the initial membership, okay, and start from scratch again, cultivating the people. And right now, this is the moment of excitement, of saying thanks to everybody, and to grow all together, okay? Because this is not just the two of us helping others grow, but also all the people are coming in, are helping us grow a lot, and this is part of their success and why we are here, okay? But the point is that right now we have everything implemented, not talking about branding, structure, pricing, products, services, but also the things that people cannot see, that it's all the back office systems that we have that have been, well, impressive, talking about everything, because in fact, I can state that in these 2 years and a half, I've been the most productive person I've been able to be throughout all my life. Okay. This has been literally insane,
And the
but
thing
here
is,
we are.
we are also walking the walk. It just shows that ICOR works because we prepared the paperless movement in these 2 years to become scalable. And now there's open end when it comes to how many members we can cover, that we be able to approach and service everybody and so on. But again, let's not dive too deep into this. There's much more to come the coming weeks. Well, in fact, even this week, you will see already amazing updates on the website inside the membership. So if you're in the membership, you will see things appearing and reorganizing. But what's for sure, the ICOR journey courses, they're like a pro con, the core of the membership is the same. You know, it's also the inner circle. These are the pillars of the membership that bring really people to the next level in one comprehensive journey course. However, there will be additional courses coming for sure. And quick teaser here for many who've been asking for it, tool courses are coming back as well. All right. So that's something we saw a high demand, and we see what is else out there. And that's something we decided that we will bring back to the community as well, at least the tools that we are using. So more of this is coming too. Okay, but now let's dive into the topic for today, which is, well, people would say clickbaity thumbnail I put at least on YouTube again. ChatGPT kills mem. It's killing mem. Or the question is, will it kill mem? So that's what we will dive into this. For those who don't know mem, mem is actually the note-taking tool that brought Paco and me together. Right? So mem was
here we are so nerdy that we came together due to a tool. What a sad story, man. What a sad story.
That's it. So the quick story for those who didn't hear it yet, I launched the Paperless Movement in 2018. And since then I was building the Paperless Movement and the membership and all these things. And in 2022, I went to Twitter. Back then it was Twitter. And I tweeted tags versus folder. What are you using? Something like that. I don't have to tweet here, but that was it. And Paco replied back then, neither, right? How amazing. A few words and everything is said. Because most people will say folders. Others will say, what the heck are tags? That's what I expected to see. But that somebody will say neither, this has sparked really my interest. And so we had a quick conversation on Twitter, and then we met each other in a meeting call, and we saw immediately we are like-minded here, because what Paco mentioned by neither was AI back then already in 2022. And I just started using MEM back then, and he started using MEM as well. And that's where we both saw the potential that neither tags or folders will be relevant in the future when it comes to knowledge management. At least that's what we believed back then. And things, evolved over the time. So we started using together MEM.
That is true that at that moment, because right now it seems that AI has been part of our lives since, I don't know, a decade, okay, due to all the daily news that we are constantly receiving out of the AI world. But at that moment, it was something totally unknown, okay? That was the moment so that we are aware of the circumstances and the context where blockchain was everything, crypto was everything, and the rest, well, it was the starting also, well, where the PKM, all the note taking and all that stuff, well, really resonated with people. It was the time where Rome, and those outliners that allow you to start thinking as your brain, because this is the direct connection to one of our core concepts here in ICOR, that it's that we don't believe in a second brain. We also said a brain with two parts, because we consider that we need to implement in the digital world the exact same workflows that we use in our physical brain, okay? Because that's the only way to create a tool stack that makes sense for you. It's the only way to represent and follow the exact same brain processes into the digital world. And that's how we become really powerful. And AI is the perfect example of, yes, one brain with two parts, okay? The AI based on my knowledge creates something that really resonates to me. I know how to attack, okay, that database of information, of knowledge. So I start retrieving the things that really resonates to me. And that's the best representation possible of that concept that we've always said, that it's one brain with two parts. And Mem was a pioneer, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the starting of everything. So we started using MEM, and we've been fans because we saw it, especially for busy professionals, the solution with no steep learning curve. But just jump in and take your notes and be ensured you will find it later on again. And that was amazing because serendipity was something they've been introducing. So first of all, while I started writing, it was starting showing me relevant notes on the side. This was amazing. Did it always work? No, it was early access. We saw the potential immediately there. That was the amazing thing. And then also the search, because I was able to search for contextual words. So if I say, synonyms, I was able to use, and it still gave me the right answer. All of this was amazing. We've been talking with the CEO offline and in the interviews, and what a hype MEM generated. And what a fall MEM did after that. Then, ChatGPT appeared. It's not like that, now we are here in this video and we're saying, well, ChatGPT appeared and killed MEM. No, that was not the case at all at that time. We thought, in fact, that MEM will become even stronger now. Because now with this all AI hype, so they know now what to do and things like that. And then suddenly everything started to crumble. They started to rip out. I think I listed it back then where I posted on X, rest in peace, MEM. And I listed 7 or more features they decided to remove from MEM and reduce it to just a chat feature. And I think, how can you, there's already not so much structure, but you need some structure for orientation. Then you have a competition coming out, a very strong one, ChatGPT, which is just a chat. So how can you reduce your tool to just a chat and now try to compete with ChatGPT? That was already something we worried. But now, with the recent releases inside ChatGPT, things become even clearer, because now ChatGPT becomes aware of this. But in the meantime, there was more things that were killing MEM. It was already ClickUp, for example, showing with their brain AI that they can leverage the business knowledge management that we have in there. They kept evolving it. That made really sense, like highlighting a Click doc in there as a wiki. So you can tell AI, you have to focus on these things to better understand things. Then Notion AI came out. All these AIs where, usually it was just ChatGPT implemented into the tool. Nothing fancy if you look this from a developer standpoint, very easy to do. But MEM was more and more less relevant. And the problem is it worked less and less. So the serendipity didn't work anymore. If you started writing, nothing was happening. They always wanted to have the collaboration, which never worked properly. So this was all over the place. So they decided to make a relaunch of MEM, started a Slack channel asking people what they want, and they ended up with just a chat feature. And this is where, and we see it with so many tools, where tool companies listen to the community while the community doesn't know what they actually need or want. So they ask for these tools, then they implement it. It doesn't work. They move on to the next tool. It doesn't matter for the people who are giving you feedback, but for the company, it will die. And in my opinion, this happened. That was back then when we saw all these changes, and that's something, it's no longer relevant. And then Tana appeared, right, Paco? Tana came out from the Google employees, former Google employees, and so on. And Tana was already an amazing outliner. It provided us already with organizing notes while we are capturing the notes. Amazing. So that we got back the control over note taking, capturing, and not only trusting on AI, but then they also introduced AI in a smart way where it really makes sense. So finally, we had a note taking tool that was leveraging AI again. And then we used Heptabase. It came out and we talked to the founder, and Heptabase actually started with a co-pilot thing. So they had a Heptabase app in there that was using AI like a chat feature, but they killed it very early on because they said, actually Alan, right, the CEO from and founder from Heptabase, he told us in an interview that they want to make smart decisions about AI. They don't want just to add AI for the sake of it, as so many other tools are doing it. And now in 2024, end of 2024, we see the first AI features coming in. How long is this ago? More than a year ago. Then they removed it. And now, slightly we see it coming back. There's the insights now in Heptabase. You can have your notes and then ask AI to give the insights. Well, to me, this is now a typical ChatGPT implementation. The question is just how it is working in the backend. So probably we should have a follow-up interview with Alan about that. But this being said, you see, it's appearing all over the place. AI is implemented in structured tools that I can use beyond AI. And if you go now to MEM 2.0, well, I'm not allowed to say anything. There's an embargo on that, there's the alpha testing and things like that. So I'm not mentioning anything like that. We are talking just about this MEM and the developments and the decisions they made so far. Let's see when MEM 2.0 comes out, how this will look like. If they learn from all the feedback, because they are keen, they're still motivated. The leadership changed as well now, right? So they have a different roadmap, all this. So we still have an eye on this, and I'm keen when this comes out that for sure we will make a live stream and I start playing around with it. So by the way, every Wednesday I will go live now on all the channels. So especially inside the member community, but also on YouTube and so on, where we will do all these things, right? Testing tools or discussing anything. And on each Monday, Paco and I will go live. So 2 live streams per week.
And the point is that it's a pity seeing business project with such an ambitious mission. It's why we get hooked into the companies talking about software and our tool stack, because, for instance, ClickUp was the case. Okay, we saw that potential, and right now I was talking to Tom today about how impressive our ClickUp implementation is, perfectly combining a main area in the ICOR framework, that is the business area where we control everything, business knowledge management and business project management. So the two big worlds in ICOR and the world of productivity, information and action, perfectly combined, perfectly merged. And now, amazing, something that we couldn't have envisioned in the past, that is killing Slack. We have killed Slack. That has been our team communication system and tool since the beginning, because it was, again, pioneers at the beginning, but the implementation and development that ClickUp has done related to chat, it's amazing, because now it was the missing piece, and now we have a perfect business area where everything is integrated, and also with AI on top. So imagine how powerful that is and how it's managing all our business processes. That's amazing.
That's really a good point, because I started using Slack already in 2017 when I started the Paperless Movement, and I launched in 2018. And ever since I used Slack with the team that I was building and things like that. Well, in corporate life, I used Slack already and things like that. We're like Todoist, the perfect communication platform. And why was Slack so powerful? That's something why many people said, why should I use Slack and things like that? It was powerful for its integrations. So I was able to create a central hub about notifications as well from other tools. It was the notification center. And when Paco joined as well, we've been working with the team. We've been communicating with external platforms like, in better chats, or when we had actually affiliate people coming in and collaboration things. That's where they had a great integration. So there was a move in the right direction to make this the global communication platform. And then they started to introduce canvases, and they started to introduce then finally, announcing we become a project management tool. And this is where we said, okay, and ClickUp is working on a chat feature. So who will win this battle? Somebody who focused on project management and knowledge management since day one and now add a communication feature, or somebody who was just a communications feature and a very good one and now trying to become a knowledge management. So what will work better as a foundation, the communication platform or the project management platform? And we've been skeptical about the ClickUp chat 100%, but we are testing all these things because what we do, we use the tool agnostic workflows that we have in place and we apply them to the other tool and see what works better. If it works better, then it makes sense to move on. And we've been in a beta group of the chat and in ClickUp, and we saw the developments and how they pushed. And then we realized, oh man, this is actually very powerful because now we can have discussions, quickly convert it into tasks. And yes, this was also available in Slack with integrations, but this was already still very basic. And I just want to mention why we killed it now finally. And it was actually yesterday. That was the moment. It was the missing piece of the notification center. So whenever we had signups with members, we had a channel where we see the signups from the members, celebrating each member coming into the Paperless Movement. Now, yesterday, I went to Zapier, and now they have the Zapier integration for ClickUp chats. So whenever somebody signs up, we can send a message inside ClickUp. Perfect. That was the missing piece, and there's now no reason at all to stay in Slack. And there's also no reason to move a project management into Slack. As much as Todoist is also no project management tool, no matter how they will fight for this, I don't believe this will ever become a fully fledged project management tool.
Yeah, and the point about going back to AI and smaller software companies like Mem or any other, I think that there's a niche there that, well, we don't know because we see how ChatGPT and many other, because for instance, talking about searches, Perplexity is moving at a speed that it's amazing too. But the point is that when we see how other software companies have implemented AI. For instance, for me, a best use case scenario would be Superhuman, okay? How they have implemented AI into email to deliver really useful value, because that's what I want. I think that the thing is being able to throw my random thoughts there and being able to retrieve them without any noise, okay? Being able to create those boundaries between my inner world and outer world, because by doing that is how I can be completely sure that the retrieval process will work, okay? Because I don't know all the things that I have, for instance, in my, that is still waiting for it, okay, that I keep saying that Readwise, Read Later app, Reader should integrate AI, because that's an amazing knowledge base for me, talking about the outer world. All the things, all the content that I capture, I have it there, just quickly tagging so that it belongs to the right bucket. Sorry to use so many ICOR terms, okay? But the point is that I have a ton of knowledge that I'm not conscious that I have it there. But I would love to attack that huge database isolated, okay? Not with ChatGPT that maybe it retrieves things from the outer world and I don't have the control. I think that by creating those boundaries is how these tools become really useful. The moment that they create something amazing, talking about the graphical user interface and the user experience, a beautiful text editor, for instance, talking about Mem, that's my aspiration, okay? And also perfectly working online and offline, so that when I'm on the go and I make a search in my mobile device, I don't need even internet connection to retrieve the things that I'm expecting. So I think that there's huge potential there. For instance, right now that they have been suffering, unfortunately, now they have reached talking about journaling. For me, the right approach for journaling that I saw since day one, I mean, referring to Mindseera, okay, since they started, okay, it's Mindseera 2.0 because it takes advantage of my knowledge and use mental models to enhance my decision-making process. That's what I am expecting. That's why when I saw in ChatGPT memories, I would say, but the point is that it's not still working properly, okay? But it's amazing when you start, I don't know.
Well, it is actually pretty amazing.
All the information,
I made a fun test. So I went
to
my wife and I asked ChatGPT. Probably I should be more careful in the future with it. But I asked ChatGPT, "What do you know about my wife?" And well, ChatGPT was telling a lot. That I had discussions with ChatGPT, how much it recognizes about how many children I have, how they name, even my dog's name, ChatGPT knows because I'm talking to ChatGPT while I'm driving car. I have discussions with it to reflect myself about different situations, and this is working perfectly. But again, the more you do it and mix it up with the business knowledge and things like that, it gets confused because it doesn't have structure. That's why I think it's so smart in ClickUp that you can point specific areas to say this is the most relevant. It doesn't mean it ignores all the rest, but it knows that when it needs to look up something, it will look up there. This also being said, ChatGPT is amazing because we are not, just using ChatGPT as the basic thing. We have been on the edge of this thing since launch, and we've been playing around building an ICOR GPT since day one as well, right? So feeding it with our knowledge and then making a proper chat so you get the proper ICOR answers. This didn't work until to the point where we've published a book and now building a custom GPT in the playground part, so in the OpenAI backend, and not in the ChatGPT custom GPTs, for those who know that. And this works. Man, now it's reading the different chapters and giving the answers. So you could say, create a social post about task management. It will create something based on our knowledge. And that's where I think it becomes really powerful when it could feed, if it would understand even more, like our podcast episodes where it learns how we talk and things like that, in order to take over the language and therefore giving the knowledge in the style that we do it. This being said, I think it's a good moment also to bring in a comment from YouTube from Jimmy Baker. He is also asking about Notebook LM. And there's also a good story, and I think it fits perfectly what you said, Paco, about making more sense and have your closed bubble where AI can only look at this. And I think Notebook LM is exactly doing this. You feed in just specific data and it will work with this. And a funny story about this is when they launched the new Notebook LM upgrade, I went in and put in our book, right? The ICOR Journey book. And it got a full book, and now it has the feature in there that you can, with one click, create a podcast out of this book of two people, a woman and a man, talking to each other about the book and the insights they got and all this. So I clicked this. It sounds so realistic how they go through the book and the different methods and talking to each other and making connections to the outer world, to their own lives and so on, and how they can apply it. Amazing. So what I did, Paco wasn't aware of this yet, so I exported this audio and I said, look, I just listened to a podcast that were reviewing our book. And Paco said, well, how amazing it is that people are talking about this on this podcast and so on. Where do I find this podcast? This is how powerful AI already is, for free. It's unbelievable, that's the thing. Yeah. And so yes, Jimmy, we checked obviously out Notebook LM, but it's not there yet. It's still not a note-taking app. This being said, it's another competitor to MEM. I think nobody really figured out to build a proper PKM system based on AI yet, but everybody is working towards something, and eventually we will get the final result, and ChatGPT is getting really close to it.
One of my dreams is being able to isolate my knowledge, but also my feelings. I want something, for instance, because I want based on my daily activity, okay? And I'm seeing, because right now Sansama is making something related to, okay, how you wrap up your day, and then you see all the things because you're not conscious, okay? And at the end of the day, you say, wow, I made all this. If I keep feeding that system just with my words, with my daily interactions with that ecosystem, and then the system itself delivers me real added value, for instance, based on how we express the words I'm using, it's able to detect my feelings, my perspective, all of that, and create reports that really give me something that I'm not aware of because I'm in my daily battle, okay? By receiving, for instance, that's, for instance, where many tools like Mindshare, for instance, is pointing towards, that is based on putting here your inputs that you don't need to elaborate, okay? That you don't need to elaborate that to think, to fill the data in, you just leave everything. That was the beautiful thing about MEM, because at that moment was life-changing. I just put it here without thinking about tagging, folders, whatever. And also with the semantics, okay? Because at that moment, it didn't matter the language. So if I ask for something, it doesn't matter if I wrote it in Spanish, in English, in French, that are the 3 different languages that I use on a daily basis. Man, I receive things and connecting, for instance, if I'm creating a budget, then emerges a note or a thought or a meme, that's how they call them. It's linked using common sense like costs or euros with something that is budgeted. That's where it's powerful, because we're constantly consuming, and if we are feeding, for instance, that's my case, I'm all day long writing things down. If I can take, really knowledge out of that, if I can receive reports that are useful for me, that will improve my life. That's the real virtual assistant, that take care of many things, that is not just remind me about something, but due to my interactions, please give me something that gives me real added value. And I think that's the frontier that we need to overcome. And I think that 2025 will be amazing talking about this approach, because we're pretty close.
Yeah. And I think there's another thing that we even keep telling our members, why do we talk about personal knowledge management, personal task management or project management, and business project management and business knowledge management? We separate business and personal, and then we get the feedback from another. Why should I do that? I don't have a team. I'm a freelancer. I'm a solopreneur. The thing is, we keep saying, still do it this way. Pretend that you're working with a team, because this will make you realize that you're wearing so many hats. And then you can put on your marketing hat and work in this area, and put in your accounting hat, and then your creator hat, whatever, because this allows you to make these different bubbles where you have full context about this. So context switching is much easier than being in everything at the same time. This is where you try to do everything at the same time, but now you can plan it out. Now I focus on marketing, now I focus on accounting, and that helps already to realize that, but also makes your business scalable. So the moment you need to get on a team, like many on YouTube also realize the moment they get on a team that their own productivity methodology that they've been teaching is no longer working. This is because it wasn't scalable. It is for one person knowledge worker, that's fine. But when you start from the beginning on thinking in this mindset, think big, then you're ready to scale. You never know what happens in a few years. And that's the same now for ChatGPT or other AIs. It should be the opposite. I think there should be specialists. Like there are the prompts where you say, now you're a lawyer and give me feedback about this and this. And now you are, I don't know, many things that you can pretend them to be. And I think this is something, the specialization is key. When you say, I want to have diagrams or something about all this, then there needs to be a specialized AI. I don't know if this works in one tool, but maybe it could be actually a group, like an AI team. Right? It could be a team of people, AI avatars that are these different teams. These are these different positions. So you can ask your accountant AI, hey, what is going on in the business? And this accountant AI will just focus to find the things in your knowledge base related to accounting. I think these are easy things that you can only realize when you're working like this. And that's something that we have obstacles with many productivity tools and also these AI tools, that the people developing them are in the developer mindset. They are sitting there and doing this, and they need then the big picture. And if you get a CEO, and I'm not mentioning the tools here, but if the CEO also is a developer focusing on this and is not a business person, for example, you need to get the relevant information in order to have the right roadmap and know how to see the big picture. Actually, that was one of my final job titles, being a business analyst before I left corporate. And a business analyst is doing exactly that, sitting between development IT and the business part and translating what they actually want from each other, right? So business has an issue and IT is creating solutions, but usually the solutions are never working as the business person intended. So both are making jokes about each other, but that's where the business analyst comes in, who is tech savvy at one point, understands the IT language, at the same time understands the business language and connects it. And I think this is obvious in so many tools when you look at this and their roadmap and what they're developing, that there's a missing part of real use cases that they are doing. Even, and I'm talking about ClickUp here with thousands of people that they hired over the time. I don't know, when I look at these templates created that you can download in ClickUp, this is all standard templates. It's really hard to apply these things to individual use cases or make them really sense out of this. And I see this in so many other tools related to templates as well. These are all showing indications that they are great in creating software, but then their connection to the real use cases is sometimes lost. And when you go to the beta groups, the people who have time, right, to join in there and engage, and then you have people who are, join for free and all these things, there needs to be a weight that is different from the power user to the people who are just randomly there, and many things coming from this. And I hope for ChatGPT that their AI will tell them better what to focus on and for the developments, because I saw some things that changed. I wonder too in ChatGPT. I actually see here Katie inside the membership live stream. She posted Agent AI. Let's quickly open up this and share the screen for those who are watching this. You can see my screen. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what is this? She shared this page, and it seems like the professional network for AI agents. It seems we can actually, there we go. See, that's exactly what I talked about, Paco, with the different agents. I don't know. Did you know about Agent.ai?
Nope.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Katie, for sharing. We will check this out. Always good. See, this is why these sessions are so amazing.
Right.
Being live with you two guys together, because we keep growing as well.
Yeah, I'd like to finish and wrap up saying that we just need to think where we were just 2 years ago. So we cannot imagine where we will be 2 years from now. And also how AI has been an asset for us to allow us to achieve all the achievement that we have done and all the things that we have accomplished, because it has accelerated everything at the paperless movement at all levels, okay? At all levels. And that's something that it's huge. And that's why we will always say that technology cannot be, an enemy or a risk for the society. For me, technology has always been good for the humanity. And thanks to that, we can dedicate time to the things that we are the best at, that it's dedicating time to really thinking, because the brain is so complicated that we see how even these amazing AIs are not even closer to certain processes that we are naturally working in our brains. And the point is this, getting released of all that stupid things that we have to do because we have no choice, okay? Whereas using this type of software, we are little by little buying time to really dedicate our brains, physical brains, to the things that we are best at. And that's the beautiful thing. For me, as a creator and a writer, for me, the powerful thing about just thinking about how I manage my knowledge and having an assistant that really understands me and enhance, okay, by inspiration, by polishing, by whatever features that I demand, and also knowing perfectly how I think and giving me additional approaches. I think that that's impressive, and I cannot wait to see new things in the AI world, because it's literally, this is a pivotal moment, bigger than internet and so many other revolutions that we have had throughout the
thing is,
ages.
You just mentioned writing, and the last thing that comes to mind, another tool that we killed was Grammarly. I mean, neither
Yeah.
Paco nor I are native speakers, as you may realize listening to us. So there's no AI. Well, there's actually AI who could now overlay a proper
Yeah.
language, and we keep talking in our own language. It was Grammarly being killed after ChatGPT came out. Even that there was no direct, heads up, but so many times I just quickly grammar check and then I
Yeah.
see the changes, and I'm learning so fast how the grammar, at least in written content, should be changed to make it right. And that's it. So the thing is, I don't believe in using AI to build a business based on AI content. That's something that was a hype, and many people got a lot of money out of this properly. It killed a lot of blog websites for sure, but you're still able to be unique. And we did this as well. We leveraged AI and ChatGPT, but it was still our original content. And we can ensure that we don't have to have just one native speaker hired for a whole month, for a monthly basis to check our wordings. And then the issue is this person updates the wordings based on their own opinion and what they think should be said. And with ChatGPT, it's neutral. And it is what, $20 per month compared to $2,000 per month having this person for the thing. So, well, many things that was removed. So it is a fact. It's not only removing apps, but also employees. But this is where there should be an opportunity for many people to leverage this AI as well and rearrange yourself. That's what happens to all of us, that things change. And if you don't adapt to the new situation, well, then you're left behind in the game. And this is especially for busy professionals. There will be not only businesses, but employees who will leverage this stuff, and they will be always ahead of the game. And if you now start crying about AI and that this is taking away your job, it was always the situation. The moment automation started, industry, everything got automated and all that, there was always a danger to lose a job. And there were always people who adapted to the new situation. And that's what we need to do on a daily basis, actually. On a daily basis, things are even faster. They're only positive. Our brains will stay up to date as well. So they stay trained. If you're getting older, there's nothing better to keep learning, to stay longer alive. And so it's a positive. Everybody, we hope this was an interesting session. We are just getting into the weeds with this new live session approach. But we cannot wait to repeat it next week and all the weeks after. Have a great time.
Correct.
And we catch you up in the next one.
Okay. See you. Thanks.